Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we've provided outstanding residential and commercial services through Southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air, when you need us, we'll be there.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence. A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Builtwell Bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you, because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen, because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real in Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome here to X Sports Live. Joined with my good buddies here, Dusty Kaiser, Clint Brazier. I'm having to produce tonight. Hayden and Kevin already on their way to Gatlinburg. Actually, not already on their way. They're already there. They're covering the Loretto games of that tournament this weekend. And I'll be busy with Kaufman on Thursday. I've got the Summertown games against Creekwood on Friday. And then these two are going to call Lawrence County and Richland on Saturday. So you might want to have your volume on high, on as high as it can go. High alert.
High alert.
I'm going to have my mute button ready for these two. You know, you never know. You guys called a football game together, and it involved Richland as well. So I think you'll be fine.
I'm excited about it.
I am too.
You know, it's kind of it's going home for me. I'm excited to call a game in the Ralph. Plus, they had two pretty good ball games at Richland.
Yeah,
They sure did.
Yeah.
Richland's boys team's not nothing to, but now Chad Hall, his girls team, now they're playing. They're playing well, and so it should be a fun environment. And I'm excited to get it. Now, Dusty, you'll have to basically anytime I say Lady Eagles or
I'll smack you.
or Summertown, you just need to elbow me because listen, folks, that's what I've said for 10 years.
Right.
He's got those Paul Bunyan hands. They will leave a mark on you.
Well, I said just a nudge.
Oh,
I
nudge?
didn't want to get slapped.
just
Yeah, I can hear the headset.
me laughing in the background as I'm producing this game. But let's get into some high school basketball. I have some action this week, and we'll start off with Summertown, Clint. Boys and girls coming away with some wins. Got a bit of a win streak going on, and seeing a lot of good things out of there of the teams in blue.
The girls are 9-1, I think, with the one loss to Wayne County, who a lot of people are going to lose to Wayne County.
Yeah.
But they kind of got tested a little bit last night. They jumped up to a big lead and then blew it and was only up 7 at one point to a little we'll just call them a pesky Spring Hill team. And I looked at Coach Gene at one time, and he was having to bite his lip because he was so mad. I mean, he was red.
I know you said I'm afraid of what this post game interview was going to be.
Yes, but now to their credit, young inexperienced team. And they end up winning by 26.
Right.
So they found it. They figured it out. And that's what you want to see. They've still got a lot of things. They've got to clean up wasted possessions and turnovers. They just have so many turnovers. Now, they cause a lot. Their press, Ella Busby and Abby Jo Schaefer at the front of it, good luck. I mean, you're going to, and especially if you get a referee crew that lets you play, Summertown's going to eat you up.
Yeah.
Boys side, I talked to Coach Long. He was worried about that Spring Hill matchup because they are very big and athletic. Got a kid 6'6", it's just a sophomore, and this kid's a stud. Now, he got in foul trouble last night, but let me tell you something. Kurt Bertelson had the first 12 points of the game, ended up with a game-high 24, and was clearly the best player on the floor. And even, the Sherman brothers didn't shoot the ball well in the first half. The guards didn't shoot the ball well the first half. So it was a little closer, but they ended up finding it, blowing them out in the second half. And Coach Long's whole theory is we have handled what we're supposed to, but now we've got to turn the page and start beating the teams that are 50-50 games or possibly not even favored in. We got to start winning those games. And he's going to get that test this weekend because Creekwood's always good. Giles County, Coach Nick Campbell, you know you're going to play an athletic team there, so he'll start getting some of those tests leading on into district play.
The girls are going to get that test from
Creekwood
same because that's a perennial. They're at least in the sub-state every year.
Yep.
So that's a good test. Lawrence County-wise, the boys have put together back-to-back wins against Columbia and Lincoln County. Wins in which second half they dominated, which is that, and they had a 3-game losing skid. It was their first true road win of the year, and in all of those road losses and all their losses kind of fell apart in the second half. Didn't do that the last couple games against Columbia and Lincoln County, and the girls against Lincoln County might be one of the best teams in all of Southern Middle Tennessee, a state tournament team a year ago. Quite frankly, they don't have 22 turnovers and give up 19 points off of those turnovers. They probably win that game last night. They played that well against Lincoln County.
Go ahead.
Well, that's what I was going into. I got to watch it. Of course, I wasn't with you. That's something I know Coach Scott talked about even in her post game was trying to clean up the turnovers. And they'll get there. We seen Cabry kind of break out again last
16 points.
It's like it's there, and then it kind of just slows down, and then then it's there again.
Right.
They hadn't put it together these last couple of games. They look good against Columbia, which I know they're short on the bench, and it is what it is. But the Coach Scott, they're going in the right direction. I'm still kind of anxious to see how it goes once we get deep in the district play.
Lincoln County, what did them and Loretta girls do?
They beat Loretta.
That's what I was going to say. And Lawrence County, of course, I had it on wheels. Always got me a monitor while I'm calling, and that was a neck and neck game.
Well, they went up about 8 on Lawrence County. Then Lawrence County was able to take the lead into halftime, and they had a 9-point lead at one point, and they had held Lincoln County. Lincoln County will shoot about 33s per game, and they held them to 1 of 18 from 3. Then all of a sudden, Lincoln County hit 6 of their next 10. And then they're banking threes in to take the lead. That's
tough.
So, they ended up, I think, hitting 9 threes in the game. But they held them to 1 of 18 on the first start. They out-rebounded them. I thought they worked the ball around well, really good on offense. What hurt them, though, was the pressure. And Wendy said it was the pressure. Again, Lincoln County started pressing, made it hard for them to get the ball up the court. That's what caused a lot of those 22 turnovers. Again, you force 12 turnovers on the other side. You only give up 5. You only get 5 points out of those, but they're getting 22 off of you and 19 points. You're losing a game by 7, and you got a 15-point differential there. That not one stat always tells the difference in the game, but sometimes it does, and that's one of those instances.
I feel like Summertown girls and Lawrence County girls are kind of both right there. It's the unforced errors in. We're trying to make a pass or run a play when we don't have anybody guarding us.
Right.
Nobody has stopped you with the ball yet.
Yeah.
Right.
But you're just so young and so inexperienced, some of these players, that they think, well, this is where I got to go, and then I got to cut here.
Right.
Well, no, you don't have to do any of that if nobody's picked you up.
No, just go.
And it's just kind of reading it and playing the game and stuff. I see it a lot on Summertown when they're getting pressed on the press breaker. Said, well, all right, I got to look for man in the middle. Well, no, you don't have to if they're giving you a seam to just get down the court.
Right.
It's just little things that just takes playing.
Yeah, it's more experience than it is.
And I can see it turning. And I wanted to give a shout out to Hannah Jones for Summertown as well. Let me tell you, that kid, she's a senior and she hadn't got a lot of playing time up until this year. But you talking about rebounding, putbacks, defense. She has really come on and really gave Abby Jo some help where Abby Jo don't have to stay in foul trouble a lot. So I meant to give her a shout out as well.
On the boys' side, Dusty, I think Lawrence County's starting to turn the page a little bit.
I was thinking that last night when I was watching. That they had a really good game against the Athletic Columbia team.
Yeah.
We had a 4-point loss in Columbia.
And didn't they lose it?
2
points in
2 points in Columbia.
2-point loss. Yeah.
And then come back home a couple weeks later. Took care of business this past Tuesday. Tucker was shooting the ball a little bit better against Columbia. Their defense picked up. They just still having a hard time finishing at the rim.
Yeah. And honestly, I that was going to be my rant for tonight, but I've got some good news I'll share with everyone later. That was going to be my rant, but I've watched every single one of our games because I'm keeping stats for all of our teams, and it also helps them. I'm sending it out to a bunch of different places for hopefully more recognition for the kids for postseason awards. Because Kurt Burleson, Allie Weathers, Alex Bedford, we can go on down the line of all these great players of all these teams, but they don't always get the recognition
because nobody knows down here in little old Lawrence County.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do my best to send all this information out, and got some other people helping out with it as well. But maybe it's just because I'm watching all the games now fully instead of just going and finding highlights. But how many games do we watch where they're missing point blank shots from 1 to 2 feet from the rim? It's maddening to watch.
I know last night I watched 3 shots on the goal and wasn't even close.
Yeah. Uncontested too. You had a couple in your game last night.
And I know it's almost like we harp on it a little bit, but those are gimmies.
Yeah.
I don't know which ones y'all are referring to. The ones that I do, and I used to chew my girls out of it. When I played, and I was not very good, but when I played, I was of the mentality, I don't care if you block it because I'm going right back up, and I'm going to shoot it like you're supposed to shoot it. Because I didn't care if it got blocked, and it got blocked a lot. But my kids' excuse, and I think this is the majority of boys and girls all over. They don't want it to get blocked. They don't want that other student section or that other team going ooh or whatever. And my only rebuttal to my kids were, because it looks so much better missing a wide open bunny. Yeah. I mean, so I think that's a lot to do with it, but it's just fast paced. I don't know. To me, it's like free throws. There's no excuse to not be a 50% or better free throw shooter, and there's no excuse to miss the bunnies.
Yeah.
No, but going back to the boys though, they're forcing turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
How many rebounds did Braden Fields have last night? 15?
Only 4 points, but those 15 rebounds were huge.
Huge rebounds. That boy's crashing the boards.
Yeah.
Birthday today, too, by the way.
Happy birthday, Braden. Yeah.
They're putting it together.
Mm-hmm. And Bryce has made jokes the last couple times I've talked to him, which is, I bet you wouldn't have thought that we would have been the defensive team that we are now as opposed to a year ago. We were all about offense a year ago.
Right.
Now we're the defensive team this year.
And they're so, just pesty on defense, with Aiden up front and Tucker when they're playing that 2-3, that crazy zone they play. How many times, I don't remember what game was, Tucker had 4 picks, and he's reaching around these guys. I mean, his hands are just so fast.
Yeah.
But they're putting it together, Bedford's still averaging, he's still adding double figures every game. Braden Fields starting to crash the boards. Wes Brewer, he's still doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's coming around for the boys, and I'm excited to see them this Friday night against Richland. And it's kind of like a little rebound game against them, because even though it's not a district game and everything, but we talked about it over there, it's close enough that it's starting to be a little bit of a rival,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good that they're, Richland's pretty much playing everybody.
Yes,
right now, which is
they're not backing up from anybody.
Mm-mm. No, half team will travel.
Yeah,
that's what Richland says.
I love Richland fans. They're great.
They're
so passionate and love.
Yes, and
they just don't know about overtime rules in high school football. But they do now.
They do. Well, I mean, in their defense, it seems like everybody. NFL's got different rules. College has different rules. High school.
And Richland folks, we have you made watching. I'm not bashing.
Yes,
it was funny. It was one person that yelled, "You need to start the clock." You don't run the clock in overtime in high school football.
Over to the southern part of the county, Loretto girls got a good win against Moore County. You've been there before, and Moore County has been traditionally really good the last few years.
I wouldn't want my good buddy Miss Ashley Rutledge to hear me say it, but I didn't think they'd go over there and win that game. Moore County did not lose a person from that state runner-up team last year. All they had was juniors and sophomores. And I said, they go on that 2-hour bus ride and then go play Moore County on their own gym. And they pretty much was in control of that whole game.
They really were. They really were.
I've heard from some sources, from some of our Loretto sources, that Moore County are not very happy with their coach over there after that deal. But again, you can't overlook a team with Allie Weathers on it and Ashley Rutledge coaching it. Like we said last week, they can play. What's the younger? You had to tell me last. Sophie.
What were you going to call her?
I was going to call her Lainey, and then I was going to call her Kinsey, which are her sisters' names. Look, it's hell getting old. Okay, just give me a break here. All right, but they've got, whether it's their 2-3 trap that they like to run because they're so long, but even if they want to get out and pressure the guards a little bit, if you get by them, you're still going to have to shoot that shot over Sophie.
Yeah. Yes, you still got a 6 footer.
We'll take our chances, and we'll rebound, and then we'll go.
Right.
And they're kind of like what I'd said last week, the way their boys are going to play. You're probably going to get one shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
You better get a good shot off because you're probably not getting a rebound in a second chance opportunity.
Yeah.
And
speaking of that Lincoln County game, I think even though they lost, they out-rebounded Lincoln County by like 18. I mean, the numbers were just wild.
I think in the Loretta in the game though, didn't Libby have another great one? I can't remember how many she had, but it was like 20.
It was 20. It was 20 even
20.
again. When you add her to what Allie and Sophie are doing, what Allie Augustine's had double figures the last 3 games.
That's what I say. It's balance. I feel bad that I can't name names and stuff, or anything, but it's very balanced, and they're very big, and they're very and listen, they don't play fast.
No,
they play their style, and they make other teams play how they want them to.
Yeah, it's a mark of a good team. It's a mark of good coaching. All of the above. And
hats off to Coach Rutledge and what she's done down there with that team. Just this, not just in the past, but just this year. In the way they're going right now.
Boys wise, they beat a really good Stowe Memorial team on Saturday. Then obviously won by 50 against Moore County on Monday. They are everything that we've expected and then some so far.
Well, now your football boys are starting to get their legs under them too. Yeah, it's been a little each game.
Yeah.
So we knew once them boys get their legs under them, it's.
Well, Coach Greg Tips ought to be ashamed going over there to hometown and beating them boys like bad as he did. He ain't never going to be welcome back.
No, he wouldn't be able to go back home.
Yeah. I mean, he ought to be ashamed about a lot of things, but now that particular, just kidding, Coach Tips. But that was, I kept looking, thinking, Moore County still playing football or something?
Well, I seen the score and I thought, gosh.
I mean, it just kept getting worse. And Brent, I give credit Brent. He did a good job calling that game. Man. Brent hadn't been feeling good. He'd been sick, and he still powered through it. He's been doing the calls for Loretta. So thank you, Brent Thomas.
Yeah, and everyone give him a lot of grace when you hear him hawking a loogie in the background because we don't have mute buttons like these fancy.
No.
I got so spoiled when I do UNA games because if I need to cough, I hit the button.
I watched him do it the other night.
He's looking for it. He's looking for it.
What are you doing?
It's like, I'm sorry, I'm looking for the cough button. I got to cough.
So then it's one of these, and I'm holding my headset out when he coughed in there because he was so quick.
I got so spoiled. UNA spoiled me a little bit. But, looking forward. Loretta's got some games coming up this weekend. Everybody does. It's a busy weekend before we head into Christmas. And then a little bit of a lull. I know Lawrence County, the boys and girls got that after Christmas thing. Then they don't play again for a week, I think.
Yeah, they got about a week off after that.
I know Summertown and Loretto got a couple games, but I think everyone's kind of taking New Year's and that first weekend in January off before you get those final non-conference, non-district games and before you move into the rest of district play. Well, coming up next, guys, we have a special guest, the new head coach of the Lawrence County football team, and Garrick Barnett. That's coming up next here on X Sports Live.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
For the best at-home care in Lawrence County, the Summit at Home is the right company for you. We have a friendly staff over 25 that is trained, educated, and qualified to help with all your needs within your household. Our non-medical services include transportation, housework, dressing, and companionship. We are also covered by most long-term care providers. For more information, please call 931-762-2310.
Efficiency, reliability, accuracy. Move forward with your real estate sale or purchase with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County, the most experienced closing team around. Working with clients locally and throughout the state, we offer a wide range of services, including the expertise of an on-staff attorney backed by our more than 49 years experience in titles and closings. We get the job done on time at a fair price and ensure every last detail is correct. Our goal is to give you peace of mind. When you work with us, you work with people who live where you do. We understand the importance of the real estate community and strive to build strong relationships with all parties involved in the process. Whether you're buying a home, selling a business, acquiring land, or anything in between, you're in good hands with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County.
Put the most experienced closing team on your side. Contact Title and Escrow of Lawrence County today.
Truett's Garage Doors in Leoma, Tennessee is a certified AMAR dealer. Truett's has been the region's go-to source for all things garage doors, including new installations, repairs, and maintenance for over 20 years. Backed by the gold standard of AMAR with top quality design and sustainability, Truett's reputation of top customer service, experience, and expertise is known far and wide. So when you're looking for a new garage or commercial door, need one fixed or maintained, you're in luck with Truett's and AMAR. Phone today, 931-201-6464.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X Sports Live, joined by the brand new head coach of the Lawrence County Wildcat football program. Got Garrick Barnett. And Garrick, thanks for coming here and just kind of describe what the last week has been here ever since you got the job.
Well, it's been very awesome, I guess is the best way to put it. It's been rewarding. It's been a blessing. You know, I've had so many people reach out to me and congratulations, and you know, you're just bombarded with a lot of positivity, and that's what you want. We want to maintain that throughout our program and with everything we do. And so I think it's a great start. You know, for me, it's good to hear those positive things, but ultimately, you know, just like anybody else, all those things go away, and then the work starts, the process starts, and that's where we're at right now. We've already gotten into it and gotten into the process, and you know, the way we want to do things, and what we're calling the right way to do things. Yeah. So it's been awesome. Yeah. It's been awesome.
You've had kids, I have kids. Everyone loves to come around when they're newborns, but you know, once they get 1 to 2 months, that's when you really start.
Terrible too.
That's when you really start getting the work. What kind of things have you done over the last week or so? You said you implemented a plan. What kind of things have you done with the guys so far?
Well, I mean, as far as our strength and conditioning, we've got a more hyper focus on obviously the strength side. I think, you know, every school's in the weight room. They're always in the weight room. You know, there's no excuse for weight room limitations at this point in high school sports, and so especially in football. And so, you know, we need to look at it from a different aspect. We need to look at it from a different point of view, and we've got some ideas and some things that we want to, you know, try to implement here pretty soon, and hopefully that'll pay off in the fall. So as far as specifics, you know, we want to try to gain some weight. We're going to try to do some extra stuff for our guys to make sure that they're gaining weight in this off season. You know, kind of hibernation weight, put it on and pack it in so we can thicken them up and muscle them up. And then also speed. We've got to get faster. We know we've got to get faster, and we've got some really talented kids. And so we're going to work on 40s. We're going to work on getting those 40 times and getting them into, you know, a position to where they might can go play at the next level. Because I feel like we've got a lot of kids that can do that have the capability to do that. So, you know, we just want to keep pushing them to be successful in whatever it is they want to do. So that's part of the process.
You're from here, grew up here, you graduated from here. Kind of a dream come true for you to be the head coach of the Wildcats?
Yes. Oh, yes. I was born at Crockett Hospital, or Southern Tennessee Regional. Yeah. Born out there, lived right over here beside Santini's house on Wheat Creek Road. You know, it just it's all that and a cup of tea for me. You know, I was not 4 when I was in college. You know, we moved away, but to Florence, not far, but we moved away, and
And I was all about moving away. You know, I was like, oh, Erica, try to talk to my wife. It's like, look, we need to move away. We need to go away. We need to do this. And you know, the Lord said, hey, you're going to have kids. And so you need babysitters for kids. And so we weren't forced to come back home, but we got the opportunity to come back home. And, you know, it's just been a blessing ever since. And it's been really probably the best part of my life. Is being able to come back home and be around family, be around friends, and be a part of a church that, you know, we've been there for close to 12 years now, and so it's just great. It's a great atmosphere.
You know, when you come back, you go over to Kaufman, you have some success there, and then you move up to the high school level as an assistant. What kind of lessons have you learned from the middle school level than being here with Coach Marston over at LCHS?
Yeah, I think anywhere you go, even going back to my first coaching experience was at Lexington, Alabama, when I was still in college, and then at Richland. I was at Richland for a year, and then come back to Lawrence County. I think you take good and you take bad everywhere, and you want to, obviously you want to take what you think is good and put that into your recipe, so to speak. And so, you know, my recipe is a lot of this from here, a lot of this from here, and a lot of this, and then of course you take what I think is not positive or not good, and you want to try to omit those things, obviously. So I'm very very pumped to see if this recipe, when this recipe works, you know, what the results will look like. So, and I think our guys are too. Our guys are pretty excited right now. I think, you know, Coach Sweeten does a terrific job in our weight room, and we've added a lot of new agilities and just different way of doing things. So, you know, we'll see.
Like you mentioned, how the kids responded to the news and to you being the head coach.
It was, I don't know. I think it was probably because Coach Marston resigned quickly after the season, and we went ahead and picked up and started working out. And so, you know, there was a little bit of, I guess, excitement, you know. But I told him, I said, guys, you got 30 seconds. You know, Mr. Calvert and Mr. Joyner come in and they announced it or whatever. Told the kids and I said, all right, guys. You know, I told them, I said, what we're going to do, what we're planning on doing, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, you got about 30 seconds to get your butts in the weight room. Let's go. And we got started. So, you know, there's no time to talk. You know, it's no time to, you got to hit the ground running because it's all the time now. You're always trying to get better and get ahead, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, the program hadn't been to the postseason since 2015, but I know for you guys, you want to get there, but you want to start off and build something first before you start thinking postseason or anything like that.
Right. You know, as far as the postseason goes, and winning just in general, I think if you fix the little things, you know, and I know you hear coaches talk about it all the time. You hear, you know, till they're blue in the face, but it's really it. You know, it's so simple, but it's so complex, and the ultimate variable is the kids. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, once the kids start drinking the tea, once they start getting the Gatorade all over their faces, you know, it's just a beautiful thing to see. And I've saw it happen at Kaufman. I've seen it happen in different places, and we're starting to see it with our guys too. And so, you know, I heard Ray Lewis. He was talking earlier this week. I love Ray Lewis. He's a great motivator, but he's also a guy who's always done things, you know, to the highest level, at the highest intensity, at the best he could possibly do it. And he's also had that expectation for the guy next to him and the guy in front of him and behind him. And so he said, you know, well, you got to start out on Monday. You got to have a great Monday. Mm-hmm. You got to have a great Monday. You got to have a great Monday. You got to have a great first 10 minutes. You got to have a great warm-up. You got to have a great second 20 minutes. You got to have a great third period. You got to have a great fourth period. It's got to be great all day. And then you got Tuesday, and it's got to be great. And then Wednesday, and it's got to be great. And then Thursday, and it's got to be great. And he said you just start stacking days. And when you start stacking days, that's how you become a champion. And so that's what we want our guys to do right now. We want them to stack consecutive days. Stack. Don't just have a good day today. Have a good day tomorrow. Yeah. Have a good day at school. Have a good day in the cafeteria when you get up in the mornings. You know, everything about you needs to be good. You know, you guys, these kids don't realize how good they've got it now. You know, they've all got cell phones. They've all, I can't imagine all the trouble we would have gotten in if we would have been, you know, young whippersnappers with cell phones running around. But And I'm thankful we didn't.
Yeah, me too.
Looking back, but I know they have so much on them right now, and they have so much knowledge at their fingertips, and so it's good for them to get away from that and get in the weight room and get in the facility, our indoor facility, and just work together. And so it's a good time for me too. It's a good time for us coaches because we don't have to worry about anybody calling. We got an hour and a half straight with just us and you guys, and we're getting after 2 hours or whatever we're in there for, and so it's been really positive for me too.
You're taking over this team that a year ago, I went back through the season kind of, mentally preparing for this interview and just kind of recapping everything. This is a team that I can only really think of one time you guys got blown out.
Yeah.
Everything else was you're blowing the other team out or it's a one possession game.
Right.
You guys were so on the verge, on the cusp of much more than what the end result was.
Right, and that's what when we talked about earlier, the little things. You hope those little things that you do, that extra rep you get on bench press, that extra extra 5% you add on that lift on a Monday. You hope that those increases weekly, stacking those days. You hope that pays off.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to get to, and that's where the winning comes from. When you put those things together, when you put all those little things together, you have a good week, you have a good month, you have a good year. Winning comes. I think if you do things the right way, the winning comes, and we'll get over the hump. And those games, we had a couple of games last year where, we just run out of gas. It seemed like in the second half, and we've been doing some player evals the last couple of weeks, the last week and a half, because I want to talk to these guys and see what it is. They want to get out of football, and I think that's important because a lot of times they just play because my buddy's playing, or I play because I've always played. Yeah. What is it you want to get out of football? Like what are you trying to get? And it's really interesting to hear some of their answers. But the majority of them, they want to win.
Right.
That's eventually at some point in time they get to a place where they say they want to win. So they're competitive. We're competitive as crap. Our kids are competitive. They're ready to get after somebody. And then the other thing was conditioning. They said we've got to get in better shape, and I agree. Yeah. And so a lot of times that might be, you could point to conditioning as being our second half downfall the last couple of years, but it's a culmination of a lot of things, and so for whatever reason, we just weren't able to put a second half together a couple of region games this year when we needed to, and so. But that's behind us. We're moving forward. We're moving ahead. We've got a lot of experience coming back. Yeah. I think that's going to be really helpful. For me as a coach, you look around and we had our banquet last week, and a lot of our kids that were getting awards, we're looking around. I was like, well, he's coming back. Well, he's coming back. Yeah. Well, he's coming back. And so very, very blessed with the group that we've got coming back. And this group, I also was lucky enough to coach them at Kaufman, and we were undefeated there, and so they're kind of familiar with the way we're going to do things, and they seem to be excited, and I told them, I said, guys, you might not be excited when we're out there sweating and I'm in your face, and and it gets intense. I said, but just know it's not personal. We love you and we want you to do better. We expect you to do better. We want Lawrence County to be able to go out and compete. We want our kids and our fans to be able to come out and pack the stands and paint your chests up and go crazy and love the Lawrence County football atmosphere. That's what we want, and that's what we're hoping to get to.
Yeah, I know you talked about it, and I know a lot of guys mentioned it. You would love to have like what you had at the Ralph last week when Loretto came to town. But you don't just want that when a Summertown Loretto comes. You want that anytime anybody comes.
Anytime we go somewhere, I want, which the Purple Haze travels really well anyways. We're pretty well known. Our fan base is, and that's a huge kudos to the guys of the past. The Coach Clark's, Coach Wilson, Coach Scott, all of our sports at Lawrence County. Coach Marston, they've done a terrific job of. Our community does a terrific job, and so I'm looking forward to even more community involvement. But also, I want us to go on to road places and those teams come out and be like, oh, I want to watch these cats. I want to watch these. I think Tullahoma's called the City Cats, and we've been called the Country Cats.
I've heard that.
Something like that, which I don't care what you call us if we're winning.
Yeah.
And so, and I think that's the way our kids are too. They just want to go out and compete and get after somebody. So.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, you got a lot of these guys back. I mean, I was going through the roster the other day. I'm like, okay, he's got running backs, he's got receivers, he's got linebackers, he's got linemen, he's got a good the cupboard ain't bare by any shape of the imagination.
Correct. We've got, we've got a lot of experience coming back at quarterback too, and I think that helps. Logan Clayton, of course, ended up with his season as our starter, but Kel Scott got a lot of good reps throughout the year too. And then we've got another couple of young guys, freshman guys that did really well in JV too, Jasper Kilburn and Joey Simmons. So those, we've got a lot of pieces that we got to figure out, how they're going to work into what we're doing and how they're going to be successful, because they're all so different. Right. Each quarterback's so different. Running backs, Carter Pettigrew, Zacchaeus Everly. We've got some Cam Johnson's a guy who didn't get many carries this year because we had Ian Clayton and Carter Pettigrew.
Right.
I mean, it's like, well, it's not a bad option to give either one of those guys a football. And so, we're really blessed. We got, some skilled guys, Demetrius Silva, and our offensive line. We lost Big Matt Hageman. Hopefully he's going to get a chance to play at UT Martin this next coming year. But other than that, everybody up front's coming back, and so it's just it feels really good. We've got a lot of leaders already in the clubhouse, so to speak, and so those guys are doing a great job of holding each other accountable in the weight room, in the workouts, and in the classroom too. That's something where we've got to pick it up in too, and some of the guys are starting to find that out. I had a young man I'm working with right now in English, and he I don't know if you're watching, but he knows who I'm talking about. But I've been praying for him, and the teacher's been working with him, and I think he's going to make it over the hump. But he just gets behind, and it's just like life. Sometimes you get behind on one thing, and it just culminates, and that's why I think football is so great for individuals. I just think it's the ultimate team sport where you have to rely on that guy next to you, and you have to do your job first, but then everybody else has to do their job too. If not, then it's not going to work.
Right.
It's just a recipe for disaster. So,
finally, first game. You think it's a while from now. In reality, it's going to be here before
less
you
than
know.
250 days. We've got a counter on.
Okay, you're counting. I was about to say who's counting, but you are counting. So, where do you want to see this team? What kind of growth do you want to see from, coming back out Christmas break, moving ahead here to August?
We're trying to work out our spring practice schedule right now and trying to get all that. We've got several more kids coming in after Christmas are working on getting their schedules changed so that they can be with us during our last block at school. And so, we'll have an uptick in numbers in our overall football team. And then we'll also probably have some quit because it's just – the change of the guard, and sometimes that's the way it works. It's not what we want. We want as many kids as we can possibly get that are going to help us win football games. And so sometimes it doesn't always work out, but we're going to keep moving on. We're going to keep pushing on. Spring is probably looking like April, May. Pretty typical spring practice when we're thinking about scheduling that, and then throughout the summer, we'll have 7-on-7. We got FCA camp, and then there's also a camp that we're looking at going to for team camp in July, which will be staying the night, which will be here local. And I look forward to that. I think the boys, I haven't told them about it yet, so they'll probably ask me some questions tomorrow or whatever. But I think that'll be it'll be out at our church at Gum Springs, and I think that'll be a great time for them to really work together and also become closer to God. I think God plays a big role in my life. He's played a huge role in my life, and He's going to continue to play a huge role in my life. And so I'm just so blessed and so thankful for the opportunity. And then when we get to August, we'll have a couple scrimmages. It's looking like possibly Hardin County, possibly Marshall County. Coach Osteen, I spoke with him, and there's nothing we'd love more than to go and compete against Mr. Football. They have a Mr. Football candidate there. Right. And so, to get the opportunity to compete against somebody like that is, that's what you want. You want your kids to go out and compete at a high level. And I told one of our kids that we were thinking about that today, and Tatum Russell, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, coach, oh yeah, man." He was fired up, but that's what you want. You want your guys to be fired up about a scrimmage, and if they can get fired up about a scrimmage that's 200 days away, it's a good sign.
Right.
So we're excited.
Yeah, well, we're excited for you, Garrick. Thank you for coming up here, and congratulations on the job. And like we said, man, 250 days. We'll be here before you know it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, coming up next, me and the guys will preview the college football playoff next here on X Sports Live.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretta, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
Welcome to Employee Resources Credit Union, where you're more than just a number, you're family. We provide financial solutions that rise above those of traditional banks. With roots stretching back to 1964, we've served 4 generations during constant industry changes. We're known for our low fees and incredible rates. Join us and experience the credit union difference. ERCU, not for profit, for service.
Professional care with a smile that will always
for decades.
Professional care with a smile that will always be a guarantee at Encompass Healthcare. Whether you're looking for primary or urgent care, x-ray services, or even weight loss treatments, our team is equipped to serve your needs. Our doors are open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Make an appointment with our providers, Kendra Brown or Tori Cox, today. Encompass Healthcare, located on Highway 43 North in Etheridge, Tennessee, right next to Chapman Tire.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
The Summit of Lawrenceburg is the premier senior and assisted living community in the region. The Summit makes it home for you or your loved one with diverse suites that welcome and encourage community, plus gathering spaces, neighborhoods, daily activities, and a wonderful staff that supports you every day.
Hi, I'm Tara Blue. I'm the new director of the Summit, and we would like to invite you and your family to come and tour our facility. We would love to see you here.
Let me tell you about a place that has it all for your home, bedroom, kitchen, lawn, and more. It's a home-owned and home-operated business that's been around for over 70 years, so you know they're doing something right. At Swap and Shop Center in Lawrenceburg, you'll find top name brands for every room of your house and top brands for the outside too. Looking for appliances, televisions, couches, safes, bedding, mowers, and well, the list goes on. So make the drive today to 824 North Military Avenue in Lawrenceburg and be treated right.
There's no job too big or too small for Gonzalez Lawn and Landscapes. Owner Chris Gonzalez works hard to make your commercial or residential properties one of the neighbors will envy. You won't find a lower price anywhere else, and that's a guarantee. We offer mowing, landscape removal, small construction jobs, and more. Our team is licensed and insured to ensure the best work for Lawrence County and surrounding areas. Your satisfaction is our goal. We won't leave until you're happy. Call today to set up a free quote.
Make your property rock and roll with services from G&S Excavating, specializing in white sand, compost, mulch, topsoil, landscape gravel, and steel landscape edging. Turn to the pros who know how to make your project shine with years of experience. The best part is they're locally owned and operated. Choose from a vast selection of mulch and rock from their conveniently located facility at number 3 Valley Road in Lawrenceburg, just off Buffalo Road. Phone 931-279-3841 and get started today.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
A Moment in Real Estate with my dad, Jeff Hood.
You know, I get asked a lot about what the market's going to do. How's the real estate market? I've been selling real estate for a long time, and nobody has a crystal ball. And you know what? When it's your time to buy or your time to sell, it really doesn't matter what the market's doing. It's your time, and you have to do something maybe. What makes a difference is the agents and the experience that go to work for you. We're Keller Williams Hood Company, located here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We can help.
Hood Company, powered by Keller Williams, the #1 name in real estate.
There's a reason owners Tyler and Cindy McDowell chose the name In Service for their towing business. They did because it's their goal to be in service for you on the day that you need them the most. In-Service Towing is now known far and wide for their response time because minutes matter when you're broken down, or their 24/7 availability. You can call them anytime for service. Their professional team with years of experience and their fairness, plus their know-how in dealing with the unexpected. But the thing that In-Service is known best for is how they treat their customers, and that's like family. When you need them, call them 931-843-9098.
Jack Davis Insurance, located at 201 West Gain Street in Lawrenceburg, has you covered through life's obstacles. Jack Davis specializes in group insurance for businesses and institutions of all sizes. With coverage for life, accidents, cancer, critical illness, short-term disability, dental, and vision, Jack Davis can customize a plan to meet every need. Now available Medicare plans for seniors. Contact Paige Davis at 931-492-9284 today for Medicare Supplement, Medicare Advantage, and prescription drug plan insurance. Serving Lawrence and surrounding counties since 1987, call the team at Jack Davis Insurance today at 931-242-5225.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X Sports Live. Guys and I have had some fun here telling some stories that are not suitable for work. Well, it depends on where you work. Nothing bad. We're just telling some good stories from back in the day. Well, guys, any big football games going on this weekend?
But, man, I heard there's this game going on up in Ohio State.
Yeah.
That's Neyland
Go
North.
Buckeyes!
That's Neyland North.
Neyland North.
But by the way, so my brother-in-law was going. He's got. Have you seen the price tickets for that game? You could basically take your entire family to that game and not break the bank now.
Yeah.
Like, Tennessee fans found the pre-sale code for the tickets, including my brother-in-law, a bunch of other Tennessee fans. They got leaked. You guys, there's going to be about 30 to 35,000 orange.
Yeah,
in that stadium on Saturday. It's going to be crazy.
They're going to represent, but the bad news is, it's going to be so cold. They're expecting like between 20 and 30 degrees. They said Nico's not even going to dress because he can't play in cold weather.
He's so soft. He plays over in Knoxville, but they don't ever.
Which is not true, but that's what these ESPN analysts would have you think.
I ain't never in my life. Listen, I'm not a fan of either team.
Play in cold weather,
but that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They're in East Tennessee in the mountains.
There's snow up there right now.
Yeah, it's snowing where they're playing, where they're practicing at, but they can't play.
Yeah.
Listen, that's stupid. It's so dumb.
And especially since Ohio State is not. They haven't exactly played great in cold weather either. not this year or traditionally on top
or
of
against
everything.
SEC teams.
Or against SEC teams, and now you got one coming to your house. Fan base is all in tatters because they lost to Michigan.
They're looking for any reason to
fire
start
that
booing.
guy.
Yeah, just hey, listen, Ryan Day could win Saturday and still get fired.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how much they hate him right now.
They could go to the national championship game, and if he doesn't win it, they might want him out of Columbus.
Which tells you, you may have your. I get it. Michigan is a huge win, but if the man still comes through and gets you to a national championship, I think you can overlook it.
Yeah,
you would think. They don't. No, they don't. No, they don't.
I mean,
of course, I guess it's probably like, well, how many times? All right, you've won us 4 national championships. How many times you beat Auburn? You know, I can see it.
Right. Oh, you've only beat them once.
Sorry, buddy.
You got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's going to be. There's so many different variables in that game. You got 2 great defenses. Tennessee's defense is awesome. Ohio State's defense is loaded, full of first-round guys. It's really the questions we have in this game are on offense. You're looking at Will Howard, who, all intents and purposes, he's got the most talented roster he's ever had around him. Is played okay, but not great. You got Nico, that's still unproven. He's played okay, but not great. You got studs at running back on both sides. You got 2 decent offensive lines, but they're good, but they're not great. It's really, this might be one of those 17-14, 21-17, if we're lucky to get there type of games on Saturday.
It honestly could look like the SEC championship.
Right, absolutely.
And listen, I think it's set up great. I think it's set up better for Tennessee's defense because this whole year, the biggest Tennessee against a traditional drop back passer and not a running quarterback that's either handing the football off or throwing. Tennessee's been pretty dominant against those. The ones they've had trouble, DJ Lagway. They've had trouble with Milroe. They've had trouble with Georgia. Well, they had trouble with Georgia, but that was more of a scheme than it was anything. Right. But I think it sets up better for Tennessee. Now, what I would love to see, I don't know that it'll happen, but what I'd love to see is Tennessee fans have been praying and screaming to TV that Nico's got to keep the football some.
Yeah.
On that option read, he's got to.
Right.
And that's what I want the very first play call to be. Yeah. I want a fake handoff to Sampson and him go for about 40 yards.
And that would
to open everything up.
That would set the table for the rest of the game.
So this is my question, just as a football fan. I don't care about your team. Why has that not happened?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't.
I've wondered the same.
I'm not trying to make arguments, but like that's what I hear. Oh, Nico can run it. He can run it. But why are we not seeing that?
I don't know. I've said it on our show here. I don't know if he can't read it, or if he just doesn't want to run it,
or if
Heupel wants to protect him.
Right. Well, but you're at a point. I feel like that if that is one of his strong suits, then y'all need to go for it. Like, you need to do it. Right. I mean, it's win or go home at this point.
Yeah. Oh, that's all it is from here out.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. That's why I'm hoping that, hey, we've got to – the goal's been achieved. We made it to the playoff. Well, now let's set a new goal and let's go win it. And I don't think – we can't do it against Ohio State's defense without him – with him trying to be a pocket passer, without him being a threat to run, we will not win. We won't win.
Yeah. And Sampson, I think Sampson's going to be a big key on y'all's offense, but he's got to hold on to the football.
Yeah.
He
can't fumble.
He's got to hold on to the football, and Ohio State can't just let they've got some really good safeties. They've got some really good coverage men. You can't just let them play in a zone and expect Nico to make the right reads and pick you apart, because what they're going to do is they're going to stop the run and just make Nico beat you with his arm.
Right.
And so you can't just be that two-dimensional. You've got to throw that option in for Nico to read it and go.
Right.
And if we don't, we're going to get beat.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, y'all's defense, especially up front, has been proven that if y'all can stop him from running up the middle and make that quarterback, make him try to start making plays, it could be the same thing.
I agree.
Yeah. I think, honestly, if you make it into a game where Will Howard has to beat you, you're going to win.
I think so.
You can pretty much name the score at that point because it's been
I think Tennessee is going to go in there 100%. You will not run on us. If you're going to beat us, you're going to throw the football.
Yeah.
And make Will Howard beat them.
And I think that's got to be the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing for them. Like you said, I mean, they're going to want to make Nico sit back in that pocket and And Nico's not going to be able to beat Ohio State dinking and dunking.
Well, and that's going to be the difference. It's we've got a quarterback that can run the football. Now, but will he? That's the key.
Right. Because let's be real. I've been for those who have been to Ohio State like I have. It's not particularly loud on the field. The fans are kind of further away, especially in the end zones. It's a unique atmosphere. They've got a lot of traditions up there, but you're playing with house money. The fan base hates their coach. There's a lot of disappointment. Ohio State has more to prove than what Tennessee does. You're playing with house money there. Yeah, it's going to be cold, but it's going to be cold everywhere.
It's going to be cold for the other team too.
It's going to be cold. Yeah.
And if you're Tennessee, I said it as soon as it got announced. Yeah, I would have loved to have hoped. Could you imagine a playoff game at Neyland? It'd have been great. Yeah. But you got the best choice you could have gotten in that first
closest
round.
You're
going to a team that's reeling.
Yeah.
I mean, you are.
And it's the closest road game.
It's the closest road game. That's what I said.
So
you don't have to travel
far. Short road trip for ball fans. He said, we'll be all right. So,
and I think that's another thing. I think it's a big game for Josh.
Yeah.
It is. It is. I was thinking about it today, and I think we talked about it last week. His biggest road win in his time at Tennessee is at Oklahoma this year. Not that for the emotional reasons.
Sure.
For what he had to get over. And that was a big win, but it wasn't against a superior team.
Right.
No.
Right.
He's still looking for that first win against a ranked team that's the tough road game.
And this is it. This is it right here.
And it's him and Nico.
Oh, yeah.
Because Nico don't have one either.
Nope.
And it's time for him to, like I said, the script is set right in front of you.
Yeah.
Here's what you want to be the guy. This is how you go be the guy. You will have every Vol fan support from here on out if you go win this game.
Think about some of the greats in college football history who have won at Ohio State. Vince Young, national championship year, had to go to Ohio State and win.
Yep.
Baker Mayfield, when he won the Heisman,
planted the flag.
Yeah, planted the flag, went into Ohio State and won.
That's a felony.
I want to say Justin Herbert won at Ohio State when he was at Oregon. So sometimes that win in the horseshoe is a significant enough win, especially when the stakes are big, when they're this big. Because sometimes the greats in college football who eventually become greats at the next level have got to win a game like that.
Okay.
And of course you're not a Vol fan, and I know your family, your wife's family sure is, so you keep enough to know. But as real Vol fans, we've got to. We're starving for this, and Heupel is our guy. But if he wants all the talk to go away, this is what we need. Because if not, then we're going to have to wait till next year and hope he can go to Tuscaloosa and finally beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Because that's the only. I mean, you're waiting until next year to find out, and then the questions are still there.
Speaking of all the ESPN and all those sports writers who gave the Heupel hire a D or a C.
Yeah.
They're looking pretty bad right now.
Yeah, they're stupid.
It's not good right now.
And that's where sometimes we read and we listen to some of these guys where they get their stuff from.
Well, listen, Heupel is, if you take away the first year when he was 7-6 with the worst roster in college football, that was all of Jeremy Pruitt's. The ones that, it was basically walk-ons and what little he could recruit in the time he got there because we were in so much trouble with the NCAA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He went 7-6 with that team. You just erase that first year. Yeah. Just wash it. He's 30-5.
Well, and then you look at
he's 30-5 in 3 years.
His time at UCF is, I think because they got Scott Frost again, but then some of the things that are going on. It's kind of hard to recruit there. Everyone thinks, you're in Central Florida. You got all these Florida kids. Well,
you got Gainesville, you've got Miami, you've got
Florida State.
Florida State. Gus Malzahn has come out and said after he left UCF, or he took the OC job at Florida State, how difficult it is to recruit and how difficult it is to run that program there. Well, Heupel's record at UCF looks a little bit better now after hearing what Malzahn had to say. So, maybe they had a diamond there in the rough. Or I think Danny White is an AD, I think knows what he's doing.
Let me say this.
He's picked a good football coach. He's picked a really good women's basketball coach right now.
I was going to say, a big shout out. We got the only 2 undefeated teams in the nation, men's and women's. I know you don't want to hear this, but it's great to be a Vol right now. You got the number one, you got the World Series champ, baseball. You've got a team in the playoffs in football. Both of your basketball teams are ranked and undefeated. You might as well just come on over.
Well, last week he told me I couldn't, and then I got a phone call and told me I could.
Who was it?
Biff.
Biff, oh, yeah.
Biff told me that he trumped you and said I could come over to the
Okay,
Orange.
I'll let you.
I'm telling you right now, boys.
But talk about your girls real quick. I know we're talking football. 33s in a game. That's just unheard of.
NCAA record. Hey, that's what happens when you get one of those West Virginia natives to come coach your team.
I tell you what,
we know a
Caldwell,
little
too.
thing about ball over there in the Mountain State.
And it just shows you.
She's coaching while pregnant too. Just to throw that out there.
Hey, it's run and gun. It's having a lot of fun, and she's doing a heck of a job recruiting on what's coming next year too.
Some 5 stars already. I mean, she's doing great. Which, by the way, I don't know, vibes are good in West Virginia right now. Rich Rod is back, baby.
Yeah, I was going to say
Rich Rod is back.
And how are you feeling about Marshall right now?
It's a weird situation. You know, of course, I grew up 40
Their
miles.
coach left, right? Their players are leaving, and they're not going to a bowl.
He left the day after the Sun Belt after they won the Sun Belt, and it became official on Sunday after Marshall sent out their release. 5 minutes later, another release. They hired their next head coach, NC State's defensive coordinator, also a West Virginia native, Tony Gibson. I know Tony Gibson. He's one of the best DCs in the country. Really good guy. So here's kind of a breakdown. I know a lot of people have been asking me around town about this story and what I know. So Huff leaves. So here's the breakdown of it. He interviewed for, and I've got this from coaching agent sources and from people inside of Marshall. He interviewed for 11 jobs during his 4 years in Huntington, including he was interviewing for a job 4 games into his tenure at Marshall.
Wow.
Ooh. Not just 4 games this year into his tenure.
So he was looking to get out.
He was trying to get out.
Yeah, he
got there.
He was trying to get out the moment he got there, and didn't get any of these jobs. And he also interviewed at Kennesaw State and Temple this year. I think we all can agree Marshall's a better job than that.
Yeah.
Didn't get any one. So basically it came down to he wants out. Southern Miss is the only place that will take him. Yes, Southern Miss is going to pay him more than what he got at Marshall, but Marshall's new coach is getting more than what he's getting at Southern Miss right now, which Marshall did not renew. They put on the table 6 different contract extensions in 4 years. He didn't take any of them. And they told him at the start of the year, all right, you don't talk to anybody, and we'll talk about we're going to give you pretty much a show cause, whatever they call it. We're going to let you coach out the end of the year. We'll see what happens, and we'll throw out an extension. Well, he broke that promise because he started interviewing at Kennesaw and Temple, eventually at Southern Miss. So, yeah, he takes the job the day after they win the Sun Belt. Marshall's already got their next head coach. 30 guys go into the portal. 30, the most of any group of 5 conference.
That's what I was going to say. They don't have a team.
Yeah, and including their top 3 quarterbacks all went into the portal. So, and on top of that, all the coaches left with this guy, left with Huff, the Southern Miss. Guys, they've got no national writer has brought this up, which is mind-boggling. They have 2 coaches. So, yeah, they might have 70 guys left over, but they've got 2 coaches.
Right.
And they won't allow the new staff to come in and coach these guys, because if they come in and start doing what they want to do, well, shoot, they might run 35 guys off, and then you're going to take 35 guys to play Army.
Right.
And that bunch, that's who they were going to play in the bowl game. So, yeah, it's not a great situation. The NCAA's got a lot I think there needs to be some guardrails when it comes to transfer portal. Also, when it comes to when coaches can interview, I think there's a lot of different guardrails that need to come out. But we got a state native. He's bringing in all kinds of guys from Power 5 conferences right now. Hype is high in Huntington right now, but I'm telling you, Morgantown right now, Rich Rod is back, baby, in the good old days. I mean, it's almost like Jesus has returned in the Mountain State. It really is.
Are you believing that? Are you excited though?
I'm legit excited. I'm not like Jesus has returned excited, but guys, my first few years reporting was when Rich was at West Virginia, and I'm telling you, those teams were so much fun with Pat White, Steve Slayton, Owen Schmidt, Darius Raynaud, that whole bunch, and then Rich leaves, and then we get Geno Smith, Tavon Austin, Stedman Bailey, and Bruce Irvin, and all these other guys that went to the NFL. We got pretty spoiled, and I feel bad for Neil Brown. He had 6 years to get the job done. He's a good man. Really enjoyed him being the coach because I think he took being at West Virginia really serious, way better than some of the other coaches. But you had 6 years to get the job done and didn't get the job done. So that's just part. He got more than enough time. I think 5 years is a good benchmark at any program. He got 6. And at the end of the day, the best we can come up with is 6-6 and getting beat by Memphis in a bowl game. So that's just one of those things. But anyways, yes, we are super excited. And Rich is talking national championships. But I'm telling you, that's a team under Rich Rod that you don't want to play here in a couple years, because they're going to come out hitting you. They're going to come out and play physical. They're going to play fast. It's going to be a fun team to watch. My expectations are kind of mid for the first season.
Sure we got this date.
Yeah. What is it? December
18th.
18th.
He said it 2 years ago.
2 years ago, we're going
West Virginia and the Crapper.
We're going to be sitting over there watching football, and this guy's going this beat going off.
Michigan's down 56 to nothing. I mean, West Virginia's down 56 to nothing. To Marshall.
Yeah, to Marshall.
Oh my gosh! As much as Rich hates Marshall, that would. And Tony coached with him at West Virginia. But let's look at some of the other playoff games. Friday night, honestly, outside of Tennessee, Ohio State's the one I'm the most excited about. You have an interstate rivalry, Indiana at Notre Dame. I think we're all kind of on the same page, and Notre Dame's going to win that game. But I think Indiana is going to go in there and give them their money's worth.
Well, listen, have you all saw where they're saying loser has to claim Gary?
Yeah.
The loser gets Gary, Indiana.
It's basically a Chicago suburb.
Listen, I'm picking Indiana.
Really?
I am.
What's got?
Because they're going to go in there with a chip on their shoulder. They're going to feel disrespected. I think Notre Dame's. I think Freeman screwed up when in that first interview when it got announced when he said I had to Google their coach.
Yeah.
I think that's all the bulletin board, the material they needed. Yeah. I think Indiana's going to go in there, and I think they're going to. I don't think they're going to win. I think they're going to beat them bad.
Ooh, how bad? It's 7 points in Notre Dame's favor. How bad you talking?
17.
Okay. What are you thinking?
Well, I told you I picked Notre Dame to win it all now.
Yeah.
I'm still on it. I don't know why. It's one of them things, I had this wild hair. I think Notre Dame actually takes care of business.
Yeah.
I think they're tired of getting talked about
Yeah.
about the team that don't never play nobody and they always get in. So I say they win by 14.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. The afternoon game on Saturday, we'll at least get to watch some of it before the girls' game. SMU and Penn State. By the way, you can get into that game for $60 on the secondary market right now, which I think that's more of we just don't want to deal with State College traffic. I live there. I get it. But SMU and Penn State, I mean, who knows?
Penn State, and I think SMU knows they're lucky that they're there.
Yeah, I think it's Penn State all the way.
Penn State's 8.5 favorites in that game. Total points 54.5. If you want to bet SMU plus 260, it's not bad money, but
Well, it's not bad money, but I just don't think they can do it.
No,
I'm going by what they did. They couldn't get off the field against Clemson.
They got a really good quarterback, but they just can't.
Yeah.
They just.
And the game before the nightcap, Clemson at Texas.
Listen, I'm telling you, I think that's going to be tricky. I think Dabo's going to pull out every weapon he's got.
Yeah.
But the great thing Texas got going for them is their defense is legit.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers,
he sucks.
Has looked like crap lately, but their defense is legit. I like Texas in it because it's at Texas, but it's not going to be a blowout. It's not going to be a big game, I don't think.
I think Clemson wins.
I'm with you on that.
You got that feeling?
I've got that.
I do.
I'm thinking.
You think they're coming in on cloud nine and riding that momentum, getting in?
I think they are.
Klubnik has played really good this year, and I think that
you talked about Tennessee.
Yeah,
Clemson has nothing to lose.
Zero to lose.
No,
all the pressure's on Texas.
They weren't. Their season was over with. They get in the ACC championship with some help from Miami.
Yeah.
Win the ACC championship. Now they're in.
All the pressure. All the pressure's
like the
on
Giants
Texas.
That beat the Patriots.
Yeah,
they're riding that momentum.
Yeah, and listen, and Stark's got some drama going on down there, really.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want years of playing.
Yeah.
And he's still riding him.
And he's already declared for the draft. Ewers has.
Oh, really? I thought he was still thinking about coming back.
I thought he wasn't coming. I thought he was coming back. And they said he wasn't going to play at Texas. He was going to go somewhere else.
From what I heard, he was going to declare. I mean, it could be we're just hearing a bunch of different reports, but all indication is that it's Arch's team next year, regardless.
I think it should be Arch's team now.
Right. But I'm with you. I think Clemson. I'm like you. I think they pull out all the stops. Klubnik is playing really good. They've got a really good defense, and Texas is riding we played two good teams all year, and we lost to them both times. It's the same team both times.
Right, and that's what I think. I think Clemson. I think Clemson puts them on his back.
Yeah.
And
I just don't know if he's good enough to do it against that defense, though, because he's going to get hit several times.
Oh, he's going to get hit. We're going to see how tough he is.
Have you seen the spread for this game?
What is it?
It's Texas 12.
Yeah, that's too high to
That's
me.
way too.
Because I don't think Texas can score.
Right.
No.
They couldn't on Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia's defense is good, but it's not a classic Georgia defense.
No, it's not. I mean, they couldn't win against their second string quarterback, and they knocked his head off.
Mm-hmm. When that happened, I literally thought that kid's leg was broken, too, the way it was snapped back.
And his eyes.
Yes.
You could see his eyes in that face mask. That dude, he was like, what in the...
Looked like a UFC knockout.
Yeah,
Herb Dean standing over him doing this.
They're staying pretty quiet in Athens, too, about their whole quarterback situation.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I mean, Beck's out for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but they're staying quarterback because I'm pretty sure that kid's got a concussion.
Oh, that dude's not... I don't think he can play. If he goes out there and stay, he might... I mean...
If the only thing he has to do is hand off, then just like he did in overtime, he had to hand off, got the touchdown.
Yeah, I think Clemson wins, and it'll be the Arch Manning show.
Clemson against Tennessee, the very next playoff game.
No, y'all got Oregon. If
You got
y'all win.
Oregon.
Oh yeah, we got Oregon. Never
And
mind.
actually,
then we'll have Clemson.
the winner of that gets Arizona State, winner of FSU, Penn State gets Boise, and the winner of Notre Dame, Indiana gets Georgia.
Yeah, we'll have Clemson to go to the championship.
Which, by the way, those games, the next round games are on, because it's on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, it's on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. So you get a week and a half
About
in
10
between
days.
there.
Yep.
Yeah. So, by the way, did you guys watch Saturday night's main event Saturday?
I was a little let down. I know a lot of people
did,
liked it.
man.
I was a
I
little
was
let
too.
down.
I was not.
I really thought there would be more people there than
I did
Jesse.
too. I seen, and somebody must
And
have
Pat.
leaked. I thought somebody must have leaked a fake thing, and I seen it, and it showed like Coco Beware, Greg the Hammer Valentine. I thought, oh, that'd be
Greg
awesome.
Valentine died, didn't he?
No,
he didn't.
No, he did. My old long hair, old blondie.
Let's look this up.
Let's look it up. Ain't no way.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty
Greg
sure he
the
did.
Hammer passed away.
I think you're crazy.
He did too. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think he did. I'm just telling you.
I thought I said it on the show. We lost another wrestler. Maybe not. All right. But yeah.
No, he's 73 years old.
Well, is he?
Yeah, not
Okay,
yet.
well, never mind.
Yeah.
Well, who did I announce on the? I may have said Greg the Hammer, and it might have been wrong. No. I know who it was. It was Kevin Sullivan. That's who I said. He passed away. That's who I said on the show.
Okay, I do remember.
But before I came in here though, I saw where January 6th they're going to pull out the stops for that on Netflix. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Cena's going to be there.
Yeah.
You got Rhea
and Liv
fighting each other. You got Seth and Punk.
Dude, that's going
fighting each other.
Dude, those promos.
They're going to turn that into a pay-per-view.
Those
for free.
promos have been
Them
so
two right
good.
there. They're doing a great job.
Yeah.
The guy that I saw, he had posted up above it. He said, "Netflix, if this thing buffers and I can't watch this like the Tyson fight, I'm going to blow up your building."
I love it. The more people are passionate about Monday Night Raw than they are Tyson and boxing. Which, by the way, speaking of Punk, I saw a leaked report today that they're hearing that Punk will be in the main event at WrestleMania. What do you guys think about that?
Well,
and they don't anticipate Cody being the champion when Punk's in the main event at WrestleMania.
I don't know who. Well, they started. I don't know if they've got any more work left between him and Roman and that bloodline thing.
I think
but
that's
Roman
for
never
later
trusted
down.
him.
Yeah,
during
I
it.
think that's for later down the line. They're going to come back to that.
And here's the thing: do you have since you had so many great matches with Cena, Punk? Is that what you're building it up for?
Maybe, or unless it's Punk and Rock.
Because here's the
it might be Punk and Roman.
So I was going Orton.
Well, here's the deal:
Yeah.
if Cena's coming back to have this 1 year send off, you let him pick who he wants and fight him.
Yes, and he had good matches with Punk.
And that may be what he wants. That may be who he wants to have his WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because if you think about that time frame, when I think in all our minds, which you love Cena and stuff, but that's when most people. Those two kept wrestling afloat.
Yes.
You can say what you want about The Undertaker. You can say what you want about Triple H or whatever. Those two kept wrestling afloat.
Yes.
Right.
And I could see Cena saying, "No, I want Punk."
Yep.
If I'm main event WrestleMania and I get my pick, I want Punk.
Yeah.
I mean, Punk's promo game has been on point lately.
It's been great.
It's been really good.
But what about the ending to Saturday night after there?
Owens and
Is Triple H got one more in him?
I don't think
I thought he retired. I thought he did that whole thing.
I know, but
I don't think he can because of his heart.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm just asking.
Well, listen,
I mean,
I never would have thought Stone Cold would have had a match with.
Which, by the way, happy birthday, Stone Cold.
Yeah.
He's 60 today.
I never would have thought he'd have had one more match with Kevin Owens. So I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say Triple H couldn't work something out with to keep it limited,
Yeah, just
stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, good God! I mean, he's still built like me. He's still pretty stacked. So I don't know.
when I seen him come out of that suit, then I thought, man, that's Brazier.
Yeah, that's what it was. Brazier shaved his head.
But it was really good to see him get involved.
Right.
He comes slung out belt. What about the whole belt too, man?
Oh yeah.
Dude, that was memories.
And see, when I saw that was announced that they were going to use that, I thought there's going to be a lot of guests there, and I really thought it would be a lot of the '80s and early '90s wrestlers. That Jesse and Pat. That was it.
Yeah.
Was there anybody else?
No. I mean, they had some good matches. The matches were fine.
Yeah, but I just felt like maybe I was pumping it up myself.
Well, Drew McIntyre and.
Sammy,
that was a squash match. Poor Sammy, he just got the
dude. Does he not put people over? Week after week.
He makes them look so. Even when he wins, he makes them look so.
I mean, that dude's good in the ring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of his flops that he does, where he gets hit, like he just does a really good job.
He got a lot of Shawn Michaels in him.
He does.
Sometimes maybe a point of an oversell.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
AKA Michaels versus Hogan.
But I tell you what, they're going to have to get a hold of, and it is what it is. But man, these women matches are having tons of botches in them.
Yeah,
they had one Monday night.
They're trying too hard.
Yeah, they had one Monday night. Zoe Starks, they had that triple threat match, and she went to hit her finisher on that girl, and didn't even get close to her.
Yeah.
And then the girl falls down and she pins her.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or how bad was Nia Jackson the War Games match?
Yeah.
Oh, so bad.
Terrible.
I mean, I don't get. I mean, I get it. She's a big girl. She's a giant, but her work in the ring is awful. Her promos are awful.
Yeah, she's not good on the mic.
I mean, I just don't get the. Bailey's so good on the mic. Rhea's good on the mic. Liv is outstanding on the mic. You've got so many, much potential.
You should have just made her an Andre the Giant type.
Right. Doesn't say much.
Beat her,
get her a manager.
I don't high fly.
Yeah.
I don't get on the ropes.
Yeah.
And I don't speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna squash everybody.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it.
I don't sell.
Yeah. I don't sell.
All right, guys. Well, we're coming to our final segment here on the show. Anything? Any rants you guys?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay. Uh-oh.
I don't have a rant. I was actually going in the opposite direction, but go ahead.
Well, let's start off with the positive first.
I think for me, man, it's just that time of year,
Yeah.
It's everything's been kind of going in the right direction here lately for me and my family, and I'm just really thankful. Appreciate y'all and what y'all mean to me and everything. So that's man. It just trying to put some of the negative behind me, trying to move positive.
Merry Christmas. Same way. Yeah. Listen.
Now he's about to crap on somebody.
I'm like Clark Griswold over here. I'm happy. Got it coming out of my butthole. I've just got so much Christmas spirit. No, but I love you guys, and y'all know I made that Facebook post, and I make sure you guys knew y'all are a big part of it. But we had two separate games over this weekend. As much as I hate watching NFL football anymore, how are guys still dropping the football before they get in the end zone? How do they still have jobs? How is that still even a thing?
And they're bad drops.
I mean,
like 2 yards in front of the goal line.
Look, I get it. You're making a lot of money, and I don't understand how important that celebration is to show you've dropped the football.
Yeah.
It's not even really a celebration, so why can't you hold on to it till you get on the other side of the end zone? I just don't understand it, and it happened twice this last weekend. And it just blows my mind that these guys are making more in a year than I will make in my whole life, and they can't run it through the end zone with football.
And it's the nose has just got to touch the white line.
What happened to just running in the end zone, handing it to the official, then do your
Well, are you
celebration?
kidding? You can't do that.
My thing is, you can still drop it the same way you dropped it, 4 more yards.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, just get on the other side of the end zone.
Yeah, spike it in the end zone, do your dance.
And it's one of those things that you can't believe is still a thing.
Yeah.
That's happened. You remember, who was it that played for Ohio State? Then a great returner, great receiver for Philadelphia, Deshaun Jackson.
He didn't play for Ohio State.
Cal.
Yeah.
But either way, he did
He
it
was so awful.
But he
about
did it
that.
a lot.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, how does he have a job? And I thought, well, it's going to go away. It's still a thing.
Yeah.
It's still a thing.
And that's even worse than you get like the big guy, that picks it up and tries to run it in, and a guy comes up, slaps it out of his hand.
Yeah.
He's not a ball handler.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, 100%. Like,
I just don't get. I don't understand how that's something. That,
the GM should have him in the office the next morning.
It should be wrote in contracts.
Yeah.
If this happens, you owe us money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Your bonus that you got.
Yeah. If this happens, which is something that we can all control,
Yeah.
this is not something that another player made you do. Or
You fumble, it's half of your paycheck. If we lose the game because you fumbled, it's all your paycheck.
Right.
That week.
And really, that's not a fumble because nobody forced it.
Right.
I mean, I'm with you, but
yeah, that's my whole thing, and I've had it on my head. I watched it twice this weekend, and listen to. I know you're not a big Chiefs fan. They're either the best worst team in the NFL or the worst best team. I ain't figured it out.
I ain't figured it out either.
By gosh, they just keep winning.
I don't understand it, but I will say they better look out for Buffalo.
Yeah.
If that team's still rolling when it gets deep in the playoffs, Kansas City, Josh Allen's fixing to make a statement.
And it seems like, which we didn't do any NFL segment or anything, and that's fine with me, but it seems
I
like
didn't think you guys wanted to talk Titans.
but we've got about 6 or 7 upper echelon, and the rest are terrible.
Terrible.
And normally it's about, okay, you've got 3 or 4 upper echelon,
And
then you've got about 10 in that kind of, like there's an A plus category.
It's
A or D. That's all
it's
we got.
A and D. And it's normally like an A, B, C, and D. Now it's just A and D.
And the Titans didn't even make the alphabet.
They're down in O and M and P.
Sheesh.
God, and their coach is saying that they're not soft. Did you guys see that today?
No.
He came out and he went on some profanity-laced tirade saying, we're not soft. I can't believe anyone would judge that. And I'm like, and I'm just thinking about, I'm watching the Bengals game, and John Boy did a lip read of Joe Burrow, said, we should be beating this effing team by 80 effing points. And I'm thinking, Joe Burrow.
And he was right. He was right. Levis had 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
He was right.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of hearing people say, well, we got the second best defense in the league.
I don't know if you guys watched it, but it was so funny because the commentator said Levis struggled early in the year, had some really bad turnovers, but he's right at the ship. He's doing a great job. Very next one, interception. Yeah. I mean, very next play was an interception.
And listen, guys, his interception, now I know he had that one tip.
Yeah.
But his interceptions
I
are bad.
I turned into the first pick 6. That's right when I tuned into the game, and I remember I don't know who their color commentator was. He goes, I don't know who he's throwing it to. Yeah. There's literally nobody open in this entire.
There was no Titan anywhere close.
Yeah, which is funny saying he's improved so much, and then he goes from that to I don't know who he's throwing it to. There's literally nobody open.
You know how earlier in the year I was saying, boy, I wish they would take a chance on Hendon Hooker. Tennessee.
You don't want him there.
I like Hendon Hooker too much to want him to be in.
Yeah, he's doing a lot better job.
I don't want him to get murdered. Yeah, just be back up at Detroit.
Man. I mean, I thought, listen, he's my guy. I thought Bryce Young might have been the worst quarterback in the league. Will Levis might pass him.
Yeah.
No, Will he ain't gonna have no job next year.
No, he won't be in the league.
No. I'm trying to think. There is going to be I saw it on Twitter where there's going to be a quarterback, a good Sam Darnold. His deal. He's in a 1-year contract, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're not letting him go.
They're not going to. You don't think he's going to he might end up in Tennessee?
No, he'd be stupid.
Yeah, and it would have to be really big money, and him not care if he ended up getting killed.
Or did he have somebody even catch a ball that he threw to him?
That's
he
true.
does have Justin Jefferson.
Yeah,
he got Ridley.
And who?
Tennessee. Yeah.
You don't like your boy?
I love my boy, but he ain't all that. He ain't no Justin Jefferson.
No,
I'll give him props to an LSU guy.
Yeah, he ain't Justin Jefferson.
No,
not by any stretch. And that guy is.
And before we go to yours, talking about NFL, I know Detroit lost the other night to a crazy game. A great game to Buffalo. They just keep playing good when they got 40 players out.
Yeah,
I mean half their defense is on the shelf, and they're still.
They had over 5. That game featured 1,080 yards of total offense between the two.
Yeah,
and if it wasn't for Campbell trying to kick an onside kick with 12 minutes left, they probably might have had a better chance to win that game.
Yep.
But I understand what he was trying to do.
Oh yeah, I understood it.
I think I've gave Mike Tomlin a lot of heck before, but I think Detroit, Pittsburgh, I just think they've got coaches players like to play for.
Yeah,
they do. And
I think that's where Detroit is right now. Next man up, let's go.
And same in Kansas City. I think Andy Reid's coaching people like playing for him. Just like losing's contagious, so is winning.
Yeah.
So especially when you've done it as long as Andy Reid has done in Kansas City. So, well, I don't have a rant either. Just got a couple things. First, I'm wearing my Wrigleyville Ryan Sandberg shirt. Rhino, shout out to him. He's having a battle with prostate cancer right now. He was in remission. Has come back, so he's back fighting for his life again. Anyone that grew up like we did.
Love Ryan Sandberg.
Sandberg, man.
Everyone loves Ryan Sandberg, and so I'm wearing this in honor for him.
That and not Jordan was the reason I wore 23.
Yeah.
For Sandberg.
Sandberg.
Yeah, he's just a great guy, man. Class act.
Exactly. He's a personification of class. Cub fans love him. I think baseball fans in general.
Oh, if you're a baseball fan, didn't like Ryan Sandberg, you're not a baseball fan.
Right. So this is honoring him. With you, Rhino. All of us Cub fans and baseball fans are rooting for you in a big way. My second point is, I know these two are going to be calling the game on Saturday. You might be hearing them call a little bit more because I found out our due date for Baby Good number 2. It is going to be the 27th. So I will be, after this weekend, I'm going to be out of commission for about a week and a half while we, get baby number 2 in. So you might
depending on sleep, maybe longer.
Might be longer, yeah.
Hey, we might be getting those text messages. Hey guys,
you care if I go home and take a nap?
So,
poor kid, he's going to have a Christmas birthday. Them kids always get hosed.
Yeah.
The father's a Christmas baby, and now I'm bringing another Christmas baby into the world. My son's born near Easter. I always said, don't have your kids around Jesus holidays. Now both of mine are next to Jesus holidays.
There you go.
So, is what it is. It's the Lord playing a good practical joke on me. But hey, it's I'm sorry, Mary sent me a message here. But yeah, the 27th is coming. That's when our Baby Good number 2 is going to come into a world. We're excited about it. And just like Dusty, I'm grateful. Got a lot of things. Rich Rod is back in town. Got Baby Good number 2 coming. Things are just working out really good right now. And hopefully the Vols get a win so everyone in our family is even more happier after that.
Yeah.
So
and me
and you, yeah. So
give shout out Miss Ashley Rutledge. I texted her back and I said, yeah, but knowing you, I'd get it the day after we played. And then she said, would you prefer a flip chart? So yeah, Ashley, whatever you can get me, sis. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas.
So for Dusty Kaiser, Clint Brazier, I'm AJ Good. This is X Sports Live, and we'll see you at our next games coming up here in the next couple days.
Me and Dusty.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.